It is a hot one here today in Calgary. Tip number one, wear sunscreen. Ideally, you want to apply it 45 minutes an hour, 30 minutes or whatever before you run, but okay, those are pretty cool. Hey everyone, Dog Walker Dave here. It is 31 degrees Celsius here in Calgary. First 30 or above day, I believe, so far this year, middle of July. And over the run today, I'm at Douglas Fir Trail. Beautiful trail area down by the river, Calgary. Don't have the dogs with me. They ran earlier when it wasn't stinking hot with my wife. But over the run today, I'm going to give you some tips for running in the heat. Now, before you jump in to the comments and say, hey, dumbass, just don't run in the heat. Well, I like the heat. 30 is not bad for me. I've run in plus 50. Did a race in California back years ago. It was plus 50. Multiple Ironman events when it was high 30s, low 40s. So I don't mind the heat. But here in Calgary, we don't get 30 or above very often. We do get it, but sometimes it's only a few times a year. So we don't have the ability to adapt to it as much as people who live in, say, the Southwest US or the Middle East or South American countries or many places in the world where it's routinely in the high 40s to 50s degrees Celsius, that is. But we don't get that here. So we have to adapt to lots of different temperatures. And check out my video from back in December. I ran in minus 35. So I would imagine a lot of people out there who have run in 30, 40, 50 degrees Celsius have not had the opportunity to run in minus 30 or 40 Celsius. I have had that luxury. But I'm going to give you some tips as I go along this beautiful area today. Tip number two, if you can, carry fluid along with you on your run. Tip number three, wear a hat and actually long clothing. Long clothing, even a t-shirt, keeps you cooler than wearing a tank top, surprisingly. The next tip, adjust your expectations, meaning don't worry about the time, distance, pace, and all that kind of stuff. I usually like to keep track of all my numbers and stats and whatnot, but not even wearing a watch today. Just getting out because my fitness sucks right now, overall, for me anyways. And just getting out. Not a bad view at all. This is my kind of terrain. Doing runs and adventures like this just reminds me of when I was a kid. I'd be outside exploring all the time. It's gonna go all the way down and then back up again. This can be runnable if I was in better shape, which I'm not. And it helps when it's a little bit cooler. I'm just gonna walk it. Some beautiful daisies in behind me. Second last tip, and this is not a comprehensive list. Last year on the channel I gave, I think, a more comprehensive list, so you can check that out on the channel from back in July or August of last year. Second last tip is an obvious one for some people, or many people, to run before the sun rises or later at night. Try to escape the heat. So for those people living in southern climates where it's hot in the summer, 30 Celsius is the morning temperature, and I know I've been in those places. Get up, go for your run before the sun rises, because at least, I guess, it's only 30 Celsius when you run, and you do get used to it. And the last tip, have something cold to drink in a thermos of some sort, or like I did, completely freeze a drink. Have a cooler or something for after your run. You deserved it. You're out and running in that heat. Thanks for watching, everyone. Consider hitting that subscribe button if you got to this point. Have a great rest of your day, and get outside.